Hi Chumbas, Danson's here, and this day had come. CD Projekt Red has launched their highly anticipated DLC for the Cyberpunk 2077, the game industry's masterpiece in my opinion. Yeah, stick it on your pipe and smoke it. Well, actually not today, it was launched on September 26th, but nevertheless. I finished it twice, finished every single side quest, and spent about 35 hours on it. Yes, that is how much I love Cyberpunk 2077 and its lore. And I can't wait to tell you my humble opinion about it. There will be minor spoilers in the video, but only for the first, about 40 minutes of the game, so chill. But first thing first, thank you for watching. I hope that I make useful content and not wasting your time, as this is the most valuable thing that we have. Without further ado, let's dive into the world of spies, fixers and political intrigues, which the developers of the Phantom Liberty have prepared for us. A world where not everything is what it seems at first glance. By the way, did you mention the Easter egg from the developers in the Phantom Liberty's final trailer, when Idris Elba's character encourages us to play the game and don't forget, the game is fixed? That is the message from the devs that are telling us that with the release of the patch 2.0 and the expansion, they made the game what it was intended to be from the very beginning. Now everything is a perfectly finished package you can play. I think it's very cool. And also, the beginning of the DLC, when you're jumping inside the construction pipe to get to the streets of the Dogtown, is a clear reference to the Alice and the Rabbit Hole. Well, anyway, the expansion will take place in the closed part of the night city called Dogtown, which is sitting under the control of Kurt Hansen and his militia, Barghest. Hansen was an NUSA colonel during the Unification War, and it was his strategic decision that allowed him to take control of a portion of the Night City's Pacifica district. After the war, Hansen defected from the NUSA and ignored his orders to leave the area. He carved his own private paradise and became some sort of military tyrant. Controlled by Hansen's Barghest militia, the worst areas of the Pacifica districts became a combat zone, and at some point were walled off from the rest of the city. Not much later, Hansen would rename this area to Dogtown. Phantom Liberty starts when you get a call from an unknown person who introduces herself as a songbird and asks you for help. That will be the trigger to the story, and the songbird will be the MacGuffin. You drive to the entrance of the Dogtown and meet with the songbird in the flesh. Well, kinda. She is on the Air Force One with the president of the NUSA, Rosanel Myers, and they are about to land somewhere in the Dogtown. Not voluntarily. She asks you to get to them before Hansen's goons will. So, you have the mission, now you need to get inside the Dogtown. The thing that started to get on my nerves when I started the DLC for the second time was its beginning. It's too freaking long. Before you get on the roof of the stadium and see the Air Force One, you will travel through the catacombs and all underground parking and do lots of parkour. It's exciting for the first time, especially when you find notes from the people who were there prior to you, but for the second time, you are trying to run through this area as fast as possible. But then, oh boy, after you get to the marketplace inside the stadium, which is one of the main points of interest in the DLC, you will be blown away by the amount of details there. CD Projekt Red loves Cyberpunk, and it shows. I don't even know where to start. In 1 square kilometer, you will meet so many colorful and interesting people that you can spend a good amount of time in the market just talking with the traders and listening to the conversation of the random NPCs. And the DLC hasn't even started yet, guys, it's just a prologue. I was shocked by an arms dealer who consists entirely from the implants and attracts buyers with a flamethrower with an elbow. Overheard a conversation between two people who are in debt to Hansen's people and now do not know what to do. and of course Danson himself, who's played on TV and who talks about how good it is to live under the military dictatorship and why taxes and the police are necessary garbage. I got pleasantly surprised when I stumbled upon the game developers, whose cameos are present here as traders and there even speak Polish too. That was cool. But we still have to save the president, so no time to waste. You're getting on the roof.
Go! Go! Head for the roof! We need to get to the roof, come on!
Parkouring your way out again and see the Air Force One, which get hit by a missile. That is, hands down, one of the greatest game intros I have ever experienced. After that, you drive through Dogtown, you find the plane, get your ass kicked by the lady president, then songbirds tell you to take the president to a relatively safe place and disappears. And more shooting, more catacombs and tunnels, and finally you are getting to the safe house. Phantom's Liberty prologue is like a roller coaster of fun. It has its ups and downs, but it's mostly wonderful.
We need to wait. That's all we can do for now. If she doesn't show, well, then...
So the next morning, after a couple of scenes with Myers, when she basically makes you an FIA agent and gives you information on how to find Solomon Reed so he can help you to find Songbird, after that, your journey begins and you are free to explore the new area.
See that crazy color smoke? Yep, wham bam. One of Hanson's cargo drops, no doubt.
You know what is the definition of
insanity is? Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing.
Oh shoot, it's a different
again.
game, sorry, yeah. The definition of a good RPG is the "oh, what is over there" moment. Yeah, what is this red smoke there? What is this beautiful market over here? Oh, what is this icon on the map? Oh, what is this ominous sound? How do I find it? This is what will keep you from meeting Solomon Reed for a good couple of hours when you will first play the Phantom Liberty. Dogtown is a relatively small area. I would say it's about half of the Santo Domingo, but this gave developers an opportunity to stuff it with so much content that you don't know where to begin. By the first 15 minutes into Dogtown, your journal will be full. Before you even get to the first proper main story mission, you will be dragged into war between factions, helping the doctor clean up the church/hospital from the scuffs with an interesting outcome, helping a guy to get back his friend from the depth of his mind, or trying to get back an experimental implant, and much, much more. And of course, in the best CD Projekt Red tradition, most quests have several solutions and several endings. This gives their games replayability and their stories are remembered for a long time. I don't know why, but I still remember the poor Chumba whose PP implant got glitched and I had to take him to the Reaper ASAP. The good old days. All the side quests have a good pace, telling cohesive stories that even have continuation after their completion. I really liked how through this side quest the writers managed to delve into the most interesting themes of the cyberpunk world, especially if you're enjoying the dense atmosphere of a futuristic dystopia like I do. Well, anyway, I was thrilled to experience the same level of the quest making as in the main game, and I was overwhelmed with the quality and depth of the side quests. I won't spoil anything here, but I've enjoyed some of the side quests even more than some of the main story missions. Yeah, as for the main quest, I have to give it to developers, it was something. I won't get to the spoilers, but in my opinion, it's a masterpiece and it stands along with Blood and Wine story from The Witcher that I adore. The main story of the add-on is very touching and feels complete. You see the consequences of each of the choices you've made prior to the final. It's truly a spy conspiracy thriller and you absolutely must experience it by yourself. And please, don't safe scam the story. Let your choices be yours and you'll experience it fully. Overall, there are 30 new missions in the DLC, 30 main quests and 17 side quests. Okay, I can talk about the story and the side quest for hours, but let us move on the gameplay. Phantom Liberty presents a new skill tree, the Relic one, plus level cap is now on level 60, which gives you 20 additional skill points. Relic 3 skills are separate skills and you'll need to extract them by looking for the old Melitech devices across the Dogtown. You'll find some by accident and some will be guarded by the mini-bosses. This skill tree is an important part of the gameplay and brings new mechanics to the game, such as optical camouflage, which will help you to get out of the combat, or finding weak points of enemies, damaging which will deal additional damage to the enemies. Overall, 2.0 patch, which was launched before the Phantom Liberty, fully renewed the skill tree, made it more logical and, in my opinion, more flexible for creating your own Wii build. As for me, I've always played as a netrunner tank, and new abilities have made my gameplay even more fun than it was prior to the 2.0 patch, and new unique weapons motivated me to try new ways of approaching the combat. Yes, the patch has added lots of new weapons, equipment and new crafting mechanic. You can now upgrade your V visiting only one Reaper without the need of finding the one with better gear. Also, it added the implant limit, which can be expanded by putting the skill point in one of the trees. This one I didn't like, but it makes game more realistic and adds another layer of depth, so it's fine. The developers have also changed the interface. It has become a little more convenient, the cops can now be seen on the minimap and they have become smarter. In the Dogtown, the role of the police is performed by Hanson's man. Also, answers were added to mobile messages with your fixers where there were none before, so in general the game now feels much deeper and more alive than before. Overall, the Dogtown looks and sounds fantastic, absolutely wonderful. My RTX 3050 was having a hard time on medium settings, especially when I was trying to record it for the videos. This all combined together with the story, lore and side quests makes a Cyberpunk 2077 an almost ideal game for me. It truly has everything I want from a solid game that won't be deleted from my PC for years. As for the new unique activities, the main one is airdrops. At random times, a container with valuable loot falls from the sky and we can reach the landing site, defeating all enemies along the way and claiming the loot. Sometimes you can find truly exceptional equipment or weapons. If your V is too high leveled by the time you're starting the DLC, battles won't pose much of a challenge and they may become a bit repetitive later on. Nevertheless, it remains entertaining even during the second playthrough. It happens because the combat gameplay in Cyberpunk is excellently crafted and only improved with each new patch. Also, there is a new questline with the fixer from the Santo Domingo district El Capitan. Now on the map you can see cars which you will have to steal and bring to him for a good price. Most of these missions are dedicated to the new game mechanic, vehicle combat. Now when you're driving you can pull out your gun and start shooting bad guys who are trying to get you. There are also new cars that are dedicated to the combat itself. Some of them even have a built-in rocket launcher. It is a pure pleasure to use them. As for the main characters, it's hard to speak about them without diving into the spoilers area, but they are no less interesting and deep than the characters from the main game, and sometimes even more attractive than the main ones. Even characters that you'll see a few times through the DLC, like the President Myers or Kurt Hansen, are memorable and have unique personality traits that make them unique. Of course, Hansen is quite a typical villain. You have seen similar characters many times in the movies and other games, but all the same, he has his own charisma. You have to give it to that. Solomon Reed, for example, became one of my favorite characters in the old Cyberpunk lore. Idris Elba played his role brilliantly, and I can't think of any actor who would perform this role better, except maybe for Tom Hardy, but he's my first pick for any role, so that's just me. And the same goes for the Songbird. The Phantom Liberty's story reveals the difficult, profound topic of the life of the former soldiers who gave everything they had to the state and now questioning if what they did was right. Both Reed and Songbird fit into this dramatic and exciting theme perfectly, and they are the strongest point of the story. All this leads to a simple but rather sad fact: war is an integral part of humanity, and it never changes.
War. War never changes.
In conclusion, Phantom Liberty is a thought-provoking and visually stunning masterpiece that challenges our perceptions of reality, freedom, and the consequences of our choices. With its impressive narrative, striking visuals, and compelling characters, this game transcends mere entertainment and becomes a journey into the depths of the human psyche. As player navigates through the enigmatic world of Phantom Liberty, they are forced to confront ethical dilemmas, questions of the nature of the liberty, and ponder the consequences of their own actions. And that is why I love true games. Games that make you think and change the perspective. I spent in the Dogtown well over 30 hours and I loved most of it. Phantom Liberty is not just a game, it's a work of art. It's a reminder that in the realm of gaming, as in life, sometimes the most profound discoveries are made when we venture into unknown. Of course, Phantom Liberty has problems like the dynamic of the story that sometimes just vanish or minor bugs, but the feeling of the game, its atmosphere, is making it up. The DLC plus the main game now looks like a complete story. After the 3 years of Cyberpunk's drama, developers have finally made it and can move on with a clear conscience. So go ahead and play. Just don't forget.
The game is fixed.
I am a grave in the way. Whether 22 or the 3A. That is 60 ways for you to die. Best to call your bitch and go get a skate.